Hello both, very nice to meet you.
To meet you too.
And congratulations on what I've seen of this season so far. I'm sure you're going to be going out on a high because I know you're still filming at the moment. Lauren, I think superpowers are sort of your speciality because Connie sees being deaf as a superpower, and of course you were in Eternals as Makkari. So I wondered if Connie had Makkari's super speed in The Walking Dead, how would that have helped her and everybody else in the show as well?
Oh, I love that question. If Connie had Makkari's super speed, I think all the walkers would have been wiped out years ago. You know, she picked them off one by one quickly, just like she did with the Deviants. I mean, she just pushed her way through all the villains and then rebuild each community instantly. Basically, she would have saved the world and the show would have been over several seasons ago. But, which is not fun. So
it would have been over like a show. So Ross, Aaron's got a bit of a superpower as well, really, hasn't he, with that prosthetic arm? And I wondered how easy or not it is for you to work with, because it's a bit unique and it looks kind of vicious.
It is vicious. It's not as cool as Makkari, though, I will say. One of my favorite scenes in Eternals is when Makkari is darting around and beating the crap out of Icarus. That's one of my favorite scenes in that movie by far. But yeah, it's unwieldy. I mean, it's a thing. You got to kind of squeeze your thumb up like this to fit it on there, and the metal one is about 5 kilograms or so. And I think that's the right conversion, but about 10 to 15 pounds. And it definitely starts to hurt after a while after you're swinging it around. But the one I use most of the time is kind of a rubber synthetic, and that's a little bit lighter. But as uncomfortable as it is, I love putting it on because it's such a great appendage and great, as you said, like kind of superpower for Aaron, because I think he's turned his handicap into something that is really quite powerful, and I think it's a beautiful metaphor for him as a person. All the loss that he's had, both physically and emotionally, he's turned that into something that makes him stronger, and I love that. I love that for him, and I love that for the show.
And it's a very physically demanding show. There's so much action, there's so many fights. Lauren, I wondered what sort of training or preparation you had to do for the action sequences.
Well, I have to say, usually we have a few training sessions right before, just to prepare for an episode. When I first started, the very first season that I appeared as Connie, I definitely had several training sessions for using the slingshot. And I remember practicing, I got a bullseye. I mean, I'm pretty good. I just happen to be naturally good at the slingshot every time a bullseye. But we also had to do horseback riding training. And it's definitely safety is one of the main focuses on The Walking Dead. Because as you said, it's very physically challenging to be a part of that world. And there's a lot of us who do our own stunts. So safety is critical, and the best way to actually be safe is to practice and develop those specific skill sets.
So are you one of the people that does your own stunts?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I do a lot of them. Not all of them, but I do a lot. I don't know if you remember the cave sequence that we had to actually jump over the boulders in the cave. I did that.
You make it sound so easy.
What can I say?
Ross, now we know that the show's coming to an end, and I'm sure you're going to end on a high. And there's been lots of talk about possible spin-offs, but let's face it, everybody loves sequels nowadays. So if it turned out that there was going to be a sequel, would you want to come back, maybe playing an older version of Aaron?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think well, one of my favorite is when you say older version, I think what they did with Wolverine in Logan was like one of my favorite spin-offs or iterations of that character. And I think seeing him a little bit older, a little bit more wizened, maybe Gracie has grown up a little bit, I think that would be an amazing show. So yeah, I would love to come back and do that.
keep our fingers crossed for that. It's been lovely to meet you both. Thank you very much for your time, and thanks for such a great show as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your questions. It was fun.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.